What's good, Spirit Fan? That's Vinny. Come back to you all with another video. I actually got a lot of shit that I want to say, so I'm just gonna make a whole bunch of videos. Um, but speaking on one of the things that I'm trying to speak on in my head, so pretty much like one of these creators, he pretty much was talking about like how he always keep himself lined up because he's a barber, right? So every minute of every day, this man he just be lining his head up. I'm pretty sure that y'all probably seen him on TikTok or whatever the fuck. He used to be on YouTube real heavy back in the day. He was like this insane ass waver, but it makes sense like what he's pretty much saying. And I cut my own hair myself, so it's just like, all right, so I, even though I cut my own hair, I don't always like do it every single week. Like, okay, I'm gonna just cut my hair every week on the cycle. It's like, nah, because I cut my own hair, I do it when I want to do it. And then it's just like I have a whole bunch of other shit that I already know how to do, but it's just like you be juggling so much that you don't necessarily do all of those things to the fullest extent. But what he said made sense about keeping your shit cut all the time, because it's just like at the end of the day, when you are maintaining a certain amount of self care, it's just like that shit will be reflected back to you in your outside world. And even when you start to cut your hair and shit all the time on a regular basis, the more you continue to show up clean in front of other people, it's like you can feel the energy shift versus when you weren't clean. I mean, I still pull mad people even when my shit not cut, but either way, you still get a different reaction when you are like at a certain level of like presentation. And this a whole other deeper topic too, because people that have like albinism, or like certain amounts of albinism that it like their skin is like so spotted and stuff. Well, them growing up their whole life, they had to go through people perceiving them a certain way, right? Okay, well, when you have that amount of energy upon you to cause the room to be able to shift just because you walked in it, you can become very psychic, and you can know a lot about what people are thinking around you without people even having to verbalize anything. Because you can literally feel how people are perceiving the mask that you have on your physical vessel. Remember, we're not the body, but we're the spirit in the body. So it's just like, okay, example. I'm giving an astrology example. So pretty much like fire sign energy, right? Fire signs are very good at knowing how to adapt to whatever room that they go in, because fire is light. So therefore, fire knows how to take on different forms in whatever space they go in, and they know how to show up in that environment in the way that they're supposed to show up in it in order to be able to get that room's attention. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna put this particular clothing piece on, and when I put this piece on, I always get this reaction. When I put that piece on, I always get that reaction. So like, I'm gonna give another example of that same thing. So sometimes, like, you know how we just wear clothes on a regular day-to-day basis. Sometimes you'll put on a shirt and you don't even put that much thought into the shirt that you put on, and your shirt has a sign on it, but you had that shirt for like 2 3 years. So when other people that have not known you come around you and they see that shirt, it's like sometimes they could try to make a conversation about the thing that you have on, and it's just like, wait, what are they talking about? And then it's just like, oh wait, oh, I do have this shirt on and it says X, Y, and Z on it. And it's just like, oh, you really see how these little small things that you think are small really affect everyone's mental that's outside of you and that's around you. So like, even if you are not feeling your best, like even if you your pocket's not looking the best, keeping your self-care up will cause you to feel so good in so many ways that you are even now more so able to attract everything that you desire, just because you did something to you. You affected your own physical space. You affected your own physical vessel in whatever way, shape, or form that you saw fit. It's just like cleaning up your room on a regular, consistent basis. And now, because your room is so clean, you now are able to find things with much more ease. And now it's just like you don't have to spend 15 20 minutes looking for something. You can just go directly to where the fuck it is, just because. So now you have so much more time because you didn't waste all that time having to look and dig and search. So it's just like, once you just keep yourself, but those are called rituals. When you do things on a repeated basis and it helps you with your process, like a ritual is like you just repeating something that you did before, and it brings you back in alignment with where you were supposed to be at. So like cleaning your room every Thursday, that's a ritual. A ritual is something that is repeated. A ritual is something that occurs every time, but it brings you back in sync with where you are desiring to go. So whatever you deem as a ritual for yourself, that thing has the potentiality to shift your energetic frequency and your energetic field. And now, because you have shifted your field, you're now able to dance on that flow or that vibration whichever way you see fit. And it's like, okay, so now I have a little bit more cards in my hands that I can play with, type of thing. But all right, that's been signing out. I'm gonna go make some more other videos about some other things that were spiraling in my mind.